Welcome back, everybody, to another great show. I'm just so excited and delighted to introduce Dr. Casillas. He owns a company called Casillas Medical and Wellness. How you doing this morning, Dr.
I'm doing
Casillas?
good. I'm doing good. How about yourself? Thank you for having me on your show.
Oh man, it's a pleasure. I'm looking forward for you to provide valuable information, great information about your business to our listeners. Um, I am your host, DDA, and every episode we sit down with business owners from diverse industries to uncover what makes them successful as well as what makes their company thrive. From behind the scenes insights to practical advice, the podcast is a go-to resource to learning about the services you use every day as listeners and discover ways to get the most out of them. And if you do like this podcast and you want to see more of these episodes, please feel free to like and subscribe. With that being said, we're going to go right into talking to Dr. Casillas and kind of getting to know him. And if you don't mind, Dr. Casillas, share with us, our listeners, a little bit about your background.
Absolutely. I've been in medicine for over 25 years. I started my profession as a nursing assistant, believe it or not, when I was 16 years old, and just continued to just wanting more for the patients that I served. And why I decided to go into medicine was I saw that there was a gap in healthcare. And when I refer to a gap, meaning that one-to-one bonding time with patients. And as I continue to become a nurse practitioner and my doctorate, I'm able to fill that void in healthcare where you can have that old school medicine kind of feel and culture back, where your provider and your doctor is kind of like your best friend, where we talk about everything. And one of the focuses that I have, mostly my company, is prevention. We do a lot of teaching with patients. I don't time my visits. I really get to know that patient at a personal level in order to build a plan that works for both themselves and I. And from that, I also opened up my aesthetics practice. So I also do aesthetic medicine, which means, I do anywhere from facials to non-invasive facelifts. But one of the biggest things that we're seeing now is the weight loss. Everyone's dealing with weight and, obesity. So I'm trying to help my community in, shaping that up for them.
I love that. So let's go into that. Let's talk a little bit more deeper about weight loss.
Weight loss is not just emotional, but also it's a psychological issue. And a quick story I'm going to share with you. I had a patient who was 450 pounds, was going through some drastic events that happened to her throughout her life. And she didn't get it out of her chest because she felt judged. So I was able to see this patient get down to the nitty gritty of it, and she's lost 150 pounds, to the point where medications are decreased for cardiac. My patient's no longer in a diabetic state. And I'm able to transition that patient because now she feels good over to my aesthetic side. So then we do the facial and it helps to relax, decrease anxiety, but then help them out personally and emotionally. And the best part is mental health with these patients. We do offer invasive and non-invasive procedures. We range from Botox to fillers, to plasma treatments that we could help with hair loss or collagen building. Again, to our hydrofacials, laser hair removal. Basically, whatever my clients are needing or requesting, then I'm able to offer that service to them on whatever budget, whether you can only spend $50 or you can spend $50,000. So we have a plan that's suitable for everyone.
It's kind of more like a concierge type uh, practice or type service that you're offering, correct?
Correct. So we're able to not only do your physical part and do your blood work, but also transition you over into mental health with a facial. I do also have my own membership program that I do offer to patients that either can't afford medical care or health insurance because it's too expensive. So they pay a monthly membership fee like a car insurance, and then they have full access to our services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at a decreased cost.
Wow, well stated. What about, in your industry, in every industry, Dr. Casellas, there's always trends, there's always technology, that's evolving. What say you about that with your industry?
So there's a lot, especially with the aesthetics portion of it. So, all our machines are state of the art. So I usually have all the latest technology for the aesthetics portion of the business. I do a lot of trainings throughout the world, and I stay up to date. And then I share that knowledge and wealth with other colleagues and my patients. One of the things that I do is I do teach Botox and filler, both beginner and advanced courses for my medical students and nurse practitioners who want to kind of have a career in aesthetics but don't know where to start. So I'm able to help them out here in the office and kind of give them tips on, how to sustain a successful business while helping a lot of people out there.
I love that. Every business has its challenges, right? Any
Mhm.
challenges that you have faced that you can share with our listeners, maybe one or two?
Sure. I think the biggest challenge is getting that clientele. Like, which market do you want to target that's going to, fill your business? And I think I'm doing more education for men, letting men know, like, it's okay to take care of yourself. Let's get over that stigma that aesthetic medicine is just for women. And just when the patient comes into the office, making sure that they feel comfortable and they're not feeling pressured to a service. So I usually do free consultations and I talk about a plan. And then whenever you're ready, then we're always going to be here to help you out to start that journey. Because I always tell my patients, everyone's beautiful. We just want to enhance the beauty that you already have.
I love that. Everyone
Yeah.
is beautiful. We just want to enhance
Correct. We
what
just
you
have to do a
already.
couple little tweaks here and there, but we'll get you there. And it makes you feel better about yourself. And then, believe it or not, your mental health is so important. And I always tell patients, even with $50, you can still take care of yourself and feel good. Because at the end of the day, I want you to look into the mirror and love what you see. And we're just here to help you enhance that inner beauty that you have.
So, in your industry, are there any things that are unique or different that you provide compared to what your competition is providing out there?
I think what sets us apart from my competitors, and I don't want to say competitors, I want to say my colleagues, because we're not competing, we're just growing together, is our environment. My office is very laid back. Everyone's very welcoming, very loving, and I usually do extras. Like I'll do facial tightening with ultrasound therapy included with all my Botox clients. And that's something that one, it helps him feel like he's paying attention, he's taking care of my skin, but then again, you feel good. And I think that's been our success. And I'm actually, that's my trademark. I call it the M method, where I'm able to kind of stretch out your skin before Botox so that one, it works faster, but then again, it makes you feel good. And we turn off the lights and it's a very calm environment, if we put it that way.
Calm and soothing. I don't want to use that word soothing too. I'm sure that's a big word for you guys too as well. Let me ask you this. There are listeners that are listening to this podcast, and they're maybe aspiring to be entrepreneurs, or they're kind of on the fence, as we all have been, right, to kind of push that needle forward. Any advice you would give aspiring entrepreneurs or those wanting this are in business right now to keep pushing that needle forward?
Yeah, I would say continue to believe in yourself. You're here for a reason, and just surround yourself with a great network of other entrepreneurs or business owners. I do offer, free advice to colleagues that are starting off in whatever profession or role that they're in, and kind of taking them by the hand and kind of showing them the ropes, what to look for, what not to look for. But at the end of the day, we will all grow together. So the more that we network with each other, the better off we're all going to be.
Great advice. And
Yes.
last but not least, let's talk about separating business from your personal life. How do you manage that in your world?
So I kind of incorporate my business into my life. I have two children and I'm married. And so once I get out of work, I own horses. So one of the things we do, I do a lot of work with horses. And I have fun. I do a lot of events with the family, and I always try to include aesthetics. So everywhere that I go, I kind of talk about what I do, and we have fun about it. So yeah, I teach Zumba dancing, so I'll be doing that here in the office twice a week, starting in a few weeks. And just bringing health to everyone and happiness. That's my claim to fame. I just try to make everyone smile and just feel happy. And even if you come to the office and don't have a service, but at least you're able to see what we do and just kind of meet us at a personal level. I'm known in social media as Dr. Bling because if you come to my office, it's all about glitz and glam and making you feel good. So when I go out, everybody say, "Hey, Dr. Bling, how are you?" Or my regular people be like, "Hey, Dr. C." So yeah, I just try to give compliments to people and just make sure that everybody feels okay. But out of work, I love to laugh. I love to joke. I travel a lot. I cruise. But I always take a piece of medicine with me everywhere that I go.
Very awesome. I heard you say about horses, right? And it's kind of put it in perspective because horses provide therapeutic relief, right?
Hmm.
It's being out there in nature, it's being able to be on them, and it's kind of am I right or am I wrong when I say that?
You're absolutely right. Actually, my son, which we adopted, and he was 3, he has autism. So I think bringing horse therapy, equine therapy to him really helps because horses are a great judge of character, and they're so good with kids. And my kids really enjoy spending time with them. And we're fortunate enough to be able to take care of 2 of them. But I was supposed to be a vet before medicine, and I got really sick breeding rats when I was doing my reptile rotation. So I ended up just converting over to humans. So I still get to have both worlds and enjoy them.
This has been such a delight to be able to speak with you and kind of you providing our listeners an overview of what your business is and how you help people, right? That's the main goal. And I think that's the biggest message I got out of this while talking with you. If you could please provide our listeners with your phone number as well as a way, your website, a way to get a hold of you, that would be great.
Sure. So we're located in 501 South Goldenrod Road in Orlando, so Central Florida. Our website is www.blingaesthetics.com, or our medical side is www.casillasmedicalwellness.com. If you have any questions and want to set up an appointment, you can reach us at 407-720-4028. That's kind of the best way to go. And feel free to drop me in, either a text to that number or call, and we'll give you a tour of our facility and kind of go more in depth of what we do here in the aesthetics and medical side of my business.
Dr. Casillas, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be able to share your insight of your business with our listeners. And hopefully, we can have you back again in the near future.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. And I hope to see some of these listeners here at the office.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to First Media Consulting Podcast. If you enjoyed the podcast, subscribe today. To nominate a business you would like to recommend to be on our show, go to firstmediaconsulting.com or call. Thank you for listening.